It's peaceful. Today is one of those days where you just look at God in all of its forms. Just standing by the lake, all the beautiful people around. Got all the plants, got all the water, got the nature. And you come to experience what God is. And not the personification of a God, but the source, creation itself, the energy. And there's a whole bunch of dead leaves around. They have their cycle. And right now, it's the cycle for the industry to end. The industry as we know it. Because Marilyn Monroe said this: Hollywood is an overcrowded brothel where they will pay you $5,000 for a kiss, but $5 for your soul. And in the state of where things are, it's been a shit show from the beginning. Marilyn was around, in the 50s and the 60s? And all it's been is the higher ups transferring the power to whoever they wanted to transfer their power to. And making sure that certain guidelines are kept in place. Making sure that there were gates and gatekeepers. Mama, you want to sit there? Come. You don't want to lay on the blanket, Mama? I know it's small, but here, come lay down with Mama. There's this Tutu, Amira, is her government name, her nickname is Tutu. This is my poor girl. Ah! Blech. And she's gone through a lot with me, Yeah, something in there. So it's been this transfer of power, and now with the internet, the industry has been able to be, not been able to, but all of these gates that have been up are slowly getting destroyed. And what's happening to Diddy is something that took way too long. The lawsuit of Cassie was just made it so that it can't be ignored. It made it so that now it's in the front of everyone's mind. What was before just rumors or, only if you were in the industry did you know of these things. That's when you would know, but I don't have an experience with Diddy. I have experience with other producers, or one producer in specific. And you have to understand that there's people that want power, and they think that, by owning your body and trying to have you submit in a sexual way where if you do, they control over you. You have also, without, people, it's just that I am about to say there are societies, there are, things like Skull and Bones, there are things like, there's all of these secret societies, but in a way that what they're about is things that people need several bridges to cross over in order to understand the information. To some people, they don't understand that for things like sex is energy, is an energy exchange. Even if many people always want to quote the Bible, but they've never really read the Bible front to back. I haven't either, to be honest with you. But I know that, and I am able to accept that there are energies and there's information that just because the general public isn't aware of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You have people that don't believe in God or believe in their own form of God, but God exists, whether you believe in him or not. And you have people that use these energies that I just sometimes wonder, like, for what? To stay in power? They want to have control. There's these people in these societies that control all these industries. I always just say these people have so much power, so much money, that they've become psychopaths. These people are, well, you don't become a psychopath, you're born a psychopath. These people are probably psychopaths and sociopaths. These are people that truly think that they are above the program, and everybody else in this world is just pawns in a checkerboard, are just pawns in whatever scheme that they have. And Hollywood has been one of those methods that they've used. And I'm going to repeat it again. Whether you want to use the term secret societies or whatever, or, secret associations, they're not really secret. They're there. It's just that they may not operate openly where, hey, anybody that wants to come and join, Amira, can come in, join the meeting at 6 p.m. No, it's by invitation only. And a lot of these things are, you have to be of a certain level, whether it is making a certain amount of money, having certain connections, because side note, money is energy. Okay, but many people may not know that or don't understand the concept. That's not the point. What I'm trying to say is that there's so many things that have been always open in the public, but because you're focused on working on a 9 to 5, on consuming, on paying your bills, you don't escape out of. And I remember one of my uncles, who is one of the founding members, one of the founding reggaeton artists from way back in the day, from when I was a little girl, before I was even born. These were one of the very first. He told me as a kid, Nydia, if you want to make music, if you can make music, but if you want to have hits, because at that time he had a hit in PR that was #1 on the radio, and it was a stupid song. And he told me, Nydia, if you want to have a hit, it has to be catchy, it has to be repetitive, and it has to be stupid, because the public is stupid. And in English, there's a term that says the masses is dumbasses. And it's not that it's not true, but what it is that many people don't see beyond. People see only what's in front of them, right? And even what they have in front of them, they don't see all of it. Like I said, people are more focused on working, paying their bills, and whatever drama they're in. And I mean, it is their reality. But the problem is that people don't want to see beyond that. People just, as long as they're okay, nothing else matters. Dark subjects like the constant, all the kids that go missing every year that have never been found. Where do these kids go? What happens to them? Um, Even like just hunger. Like there's so many homeless teenagers, especially a lot of them that get kicked out of their house when they come out as, homosexual or transgender or whatever it may be. And people don't care until it applies to their life, until it disrupts their daily life. And what has made everything really out there is the video of Cassie getting assaulted. And that's where you can now, a lot of people see this man really is like that. And see him as, all the things that they've alleged about him, could they really be true? And I really think that for the industry itself, I think that a lot of these tapes that they have as evidence of him with other people, while I don't think they should come out per se. Come here, mama. She's not bothering you. Come on, sit right here. Come. Come sit, mama. Come. So, while what it does show is that, because I do understand, people may not want that, or whether you were a victim or not, whether you knew you was being recorded or not, that's what they do in Hollywood. That's what happened to me. And you have people that don't want it out because either they did this because they wanted in. And it's just like, but if you're talented enough, you don't have to sleep with somebody in power. Some of these people weren't, whether they were aware that it was happening or not is not the point. The point is that what executives do, a lot of them, is they want to record you. They want to see what you're willing to do to get in, because it's not about the talent. It's not about, if there's always leverage. You can leverage yourself with your skill, your talent, your following. That's your leverage right there. But if you're a talented person that nobody knows, or you have a small fan base, for them to prop you up to that position, they will want you to do X amount of things. And when you're not willing to do that, well then, goodbye, right? But you're also potential. You can be blackballed, and you're blackballed. And once you start developing a following back again, the gate is right there, and it's still the same people, and they're still gonna tell you, if you want to be in a spotlight, if you want to go to these award shows, if you want to be at certain levels, you have to do X, Y, and Z for us. Yeah, there's a lot of now it's that egg test or whatever. Honestly, it is whatever they want it to be. Whatever they want it to be, whether it's you gotta go fuck this 70-year-old lady that's an executive at whatever record label. They'll want you to do that. And this is not stuff that I've personally witnessed. This is stuff that I've just heard from people in the industry. And they also record you because they'll sit there and put it out. Like, if you don't do this, we're going to leak this video of you. If you don't, you have a wife, you have kids, you're going to be forced into a scandal, you're going to lose your career, kind of like what happened to Tiger Woods in a way. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but being like when all of his mistresses or whatever were exposed, his career took a nosedive for a while. And I don't know, because you also have to understand all of these people are heads of other companies, of these the people that give you sponsorships, the people that are owners of other companies. So they're all friends. So if you say no to one of them, with their power of their friendships, they'll sit there and tell their other homeboy, listen, this man got a sponsorship with you, what is it called? He's got some business dealings with you. Cut him off because So it's a lot of interplay and a lot of, quid pro quo in the industry. And you look at it and it's just like singing is not an uncommon talent. I walk around up and down Brooklyn. Some of these crackheads are some of the most talented people ever. I don't know whatever happened in their life. They all got different stories. But the people that are up there at the top are not the most talented. For example, I think Sabrina Carpenter is not the most talented. Okay? She's got a good couple songs that I like. Okay? Sure. But my point is that there's so many underground girls that make good music that you've probably never heard of. Why aren't they up there? And I'm not implying that she's had to do anything crazy for it, because it's not about her. But what it is about is how there isn't an organic before, because now it's changing. Now there isn't an organic way for people to reach those levels. That big mega superstar, that's gonna be something of the past, because it was never organic. It was always something that record labels did, something that executives put you in a place to be. It's not something that ever happened organically. Whitney Houston is an amazing singer, yes, but there's so many great singers like her. Okay, you have singers in the music industry during her time and after her time that have wider vocal ranges than her. But she's had great music, yes. But may she rest in peace, but she wasn't a songwriter. She was just a vocalist. Her instrument was really her voice, which does count. But like I said, there were so many other people like her. And the difference between her and the other person is Clive Davis. He managed her. He put her up there. So I am tying everything up to say that the veil, I see the analogy of like being on stage, right? And the curtain is behind all the acting. You don't see what's going on behind the stage. But that veil right now is getting really, 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 really thin. It's not a curtain anymore, it's a veil now. And you're starting to see all the inner workings. And which is why I say the industry, the whole entertainment industry, is not in shambles. It's about to be blown to smithereens. And direct to consumer, it's what is going to be the new thing. Record labels are not making money like they used to because it's decentralized. It's decentralized to where they're not the ones holding power. There is a gate, but that gate has been blown off in all kinds of sections. You have leaks in your camp. Like, yeah, that doesn't apply. But there's not one entry no more. There's different ways, and with things like social media, um, you can distribute your music in other ways. You don't need the executives anymore, and that's why you're starting to develop the term, and how it's being used so much now is the term industry plant, because we're starting to see that this person didn't develop a following. This is somebody that the executives chose. And yeah, you can make good music, but there's always something inauthentic about it, something manufactured about it. And what now that you're starting to see the inner workings, what's behind the stage, and or you're starting to see, you look up and you see the puppeteer, right? Handling everybody. It's kind of like realizing that Santa Claus doesn't exist, that the Easter Bunny doesn't exist. And it's not like, oh, well, the magic is gone. The magic was never there. And what's happening to the music industry just imploding, has got to be one of the most beautiful things to happen. And to see it explode is like fireworks to me. Because while it may seem a little bit psychotic, it's not. So many people with talent have been getting bypassed, have got the door shut in front of them. You know, Amira, mind your business, okay? Just because the other dogs started barking, she's barking too. Mind your business. Sit right here with Mama. You was doing just fine, Mama. You're a good girl. Sit. And I think my leg fell asleep. So to see the music industry, like I said, exploding is such a thing of beauty, because now what you allow is for authentic human connection, for people to really connect. And that's what I want. What I've always wanted to do was to authentically connect with people, not feel that I have to make these stupid catchy songs like my uncle to get hits, because I don't want to start bleeding out my ears when I listen to my song. And I know that people are looking for substance. People are looking for inspiration, and what I go through and I speak about can be something that other people can feel and heal in some sort of way. And then there is music for the party. Yeah, I mean, we still need a little bit of sugar on top, but that cherry is just the cherry on top. You're not eating a cherry cake where the cake is just the cherry. Blech. You know, it's like one big round disc of cherry, and then there's only one little scoop on top of cake. No, you want 99% cake, and then that 1% is the cherry on top. That's the party music. That's the acceptable amount. I mean, it could be obviously way more than that, but the fall of the industry, and it's not just music. We also got to talk about Hollywood itself, even though Hollywood fell first when it came to things like people like Harvey Weinstein and how much of a gatekeeper and power player he was. Those have, and also I just want to say, I mean, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be very hard for there to be, you know, more Diddies to come out unless you, because what can happen? Like, are the heads of YouTube now gonna start rigging views? Spotify gonna, rig views? I think they do actually, but I don't know about that. To where now these platforms are gonna start moving like record labels. So that's what we have to move as a society. It's move directly to consumers and really take away the power from these executives, because a lot of these executives are sick, twisted people that love to hold control, that have these secret, that have these associations with other people, and they keep kind of like is it an oligarchy? I think that's how you pronounce it, of power being distributed amongst only a certain amount of people. And it's kind of like nature. Like, music is like nature. You have to let it, you can't control it. You have to let it be because it's that way for a reason. And there's only so much that you can do to try to control it before you lose it. And the entertainment industry as a whole lost the plot a long time ago. You have actresses like Judy Garland, Marilyn Monroe. There's so many that just don't come to mind that were just used and abused by the industry. And you can't keep making, we can't keep breaking souls. I think they know that you need to sit down and mind your business. Come. I think that they're scared and they're losing power and trying to find ways in which they can regain their power. But right now, it's never been a better time to be an independent artist. And don't hate record labels at all if they're there for the business of it. And it's not a predatory business where they get the most and you get nothing. But what they can't do is sit there and make it a, what's the word I'm looking for? a bar or like a pretense where you have to do all of these um sex things. Come, mama, in order for you to get ahead. And it shouldn't be. It should be about your talent and how you're able to inspire others and make good music. And it's gonna get that way. It's gonna get that way soon. And mama, and we will all be okay.